Listen, in this video, I'm going to talk about this whole preemptive pardon thing. Then we're going to talk about Mayor Eric Adams. Then we're going to talk about Mark Milley. We might touch a little bit on the FBI. But before I get into any of this, I want you to see what Joy Reid used to look like before she went Trump deranged. You understand? Trump derangement is demonic possession. People don't understand it. They think I'm lying. You can see the results in how people look physically when they go on these Trump deranged rants, especially those who have embraced it fully. This is Joy Reid before, and you'll see Joy Reid after.
Barack Obama never had to think about whether he needed to pardon Sasha and Valia, and yet Donald Trump is reportedly discussing pardons for his kids. The presidential pardon was originally meant to grant the president the power to temper justice with mercy. It was not enshrined in our Constitution so that a dishonorable man could reward his criminal allies, friends, and family for their corrupt practices.
Biden Justice Department has been politicized. That's this message, the message this morning from not just Donald Trump, but from President Joe Biden himself. The president issuing a full and unconditional pardon to his son Hunter after repeatedly insisting in public that he wouldn't do it. And to defend his decision, the president adopted an argument that could have come straight out of Donald Trump's playbook: blame your political opponents and claim unfair persecution. President Biden said this, quote, "The charges in his cases came about only after several of my political opponents in Congress instigated them to attack me and oppose my election." The president adding, quote, "No reasonable person who looks at the facts of Hunter's cases can reach any other conclusion than Hunter was singled out only because he is my son. And that is wrong."
People are rightfully alarmed. They have a reason to be alarmed. And if you would vote for that, people may not feel so confident that they're safe with you. This is not crazy. This is legitimate feelings of fear of you and a feeling that you might not be someone they could trust. If this thing goes way south, autocracies go south real fast and things get ugly and people get asked to do things and turn people in and point people out and turn on them. And if you're voting affirmatively, gleefully for this, and people may not feel so confident in you anymore. That's real, and you kind of have to live with it. So if you think that you can vote for what people see as their destruction and then demand that they still are cool with you and kiki with you and have Thanksgiving with you, like, I think you're kind of missing the point.
Hey man, Eric Adams, old DC mayor, done did a full-on about face. Now I want y'all to understand something. There was a conversation between him and Donald Trump about New York City. I don't know if you guys recall this, when Trump was elected, there was a conversation. And I'm pretty sure Donald told him, "Now Eric, you got two choices. You can oppose me on what I'm doing, and I can punish you. They're already about to prosecute you, Eric. And you see what they did to you. Or you can get in line with me, and we can get New York together. And we can make New York great again." You got to remember, Donald Trump was run out of New York by leftists. I mean, completely run out of New York by leftists. They came at his neck. He had his Trump Towers in New York, and they would surround the tower and act a fool and do all the rest of this craziness. So Donald Trump was run out of New York. And when he left, New York went to hell. And so we see, and it's a lot of people walking away from the Democratic Party. They're going step by step by step. We saw Stephen A. Smith step away from the Democratic Party. We saw Leonard, which people call Charlemagne the God, I call him the fraud, walking away from the Democratic Party. We see people moving step by step by step by step, inch by inch away from the Democratic Party, because everybody knows what's coming. Everybody knows what's coming. It's the greatest thrashing in the world headed down the pipeline towards the Democratic Party. And I'm not talking about a vote thrashing, and I'm not talking about violence. I mean justice. Now, The news media wants to paint justice as retribution, but I don't care what you call it. It needs to be done. So Eric Adams came out and he started talking about how much of the $6 billion that they spent on illegals could have been spent on the citizens of the state of the city of New York. And great, awesome, Eric, you came out and you did it, but you spent the $6 billion on illegals. So he's trying to find a banner to run and hide under. I don't necessarily know that he will be able to hide under that banner, but here's what I'll tell you. His rebranding is smart from a political standpoint because he sees which way the wind is blowing. Excuse me. And if Eric Adams can be the man to fix New York with the help of Donald Trump, Eric Adams will be the next governor. And when you're the next governor, you're close to being the next president. Point blank, period. That's all it is. And so, yes, he's changing course and he's doing things differently, but it's all for the benefit of Eric Adams. And am I mad at him about it? I mean, no, not really. I mean, do what you do, bro.
Would you ever consider rejoining the GOP?
The party that's the most important.
Rejoining. Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't know that he was.
Would you ever consider rejoining the GOP?
The party that's the most important for me is the American Party. I'm a part of the American Party. I love this country. This is the home of the free, the land of the brave. My 19-year-old nephew died on the fields of Vietnam, protecting what this city and this country represents. And that's the party I'm going to always be a member of. I did it as a police officer when I wore that bulletproof vest for 22 years, and I'm going to do it with this blue suit as the mayor of the city of New York.
All right. Well, we are looking forward to your meeting with the so-called border czar next Thursday. In the meantime, Mayor Adams, First Deputy Mayor Maria Torres Springer, thank you both for being with me this morning. Would you ever...
Interesting. The non-answer answer. The non-answer answer is an answer. So he said yes, basically. And then I didn't realize that he was a Republican from 1997 to 2001. It's going to be easy for him to rebrand and remarket himself. That's going to be pretty easy for Eric Adams, man. That's interesting. He shall be, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to understand, he's going to be able to make this swing with no problem. I mean, because people's memories are short. He can go from being the guy who allowed the illegal aliens in to the guy who cleaned up the illegal alien crisis. And people will remember what he did last. So I don't know, guys. He might be able to pull this one off. I think he should be punished for what he did, though. I think he should be punished for what he did because you can't make up for the people who were raped and murdered and killed and stores broke. You can't make up for those losses, especially the loss of life based on your political stance. So I think he should be punished for what he did, but I don't know. He might skate. He might just skate, ladies and gentlemen. I don't want to see him skate, but he might just get away with it. Eric Adams might be about to pull one off. And I want to talk about this boy right here. I'm going to call him boy because he get on my damn nerves. This son of a bitch, Barack Hussein Obama. This dude here. And if you one of them black people that got a picture of Barack Hussein Obama, take that shit down out your house. This man right here did more damage to every black person in existence than any black person has ever done. Now he comes out, he warns about those who rig elections and weaponize the justice system. And it's insulting because we just watched him weaponize the justice system. We watch grandparents and parents who did not want certain books in their schools being investigated by the FBI. That is weaponization of the justice system. And that don't get into the weaponization against conservative politicians. Because I'm not going to go there because that's politics. But let's just talk about how it got to the point to they weaponize it against parents. And he has the unmitigated gall, the steel gonads to open his mouth and say this. And then going back just 30 days ago, 45 days ago, he came out with the unmitigated gall, the nerve to reprimand black men for thinking for themselves and that, it's the brothers that seem to be not understanding that Kamala has a similar life experience than them. Man, sit your big Dumbo ear ass down, Dumbo.
There are going to be times potentially, when one side tries to stack the deck and lock in a permanent grip on power.
Like you just tried to do? Like you just had your extra term under Joe? Like y'all just embezzled all that damn money?
Either by actively suppressing votes or politicizing the armed forces or using the judiciary, the criminal justice system.
That's crazy. I mean, like, the hypocrisy is astounding.
Go after opponents. And in those circumstances, pluralism does not call for us to just stand back and say, well, I'm not sure. That's okay. In those circumstances, a line has been crossed, and we have to stand firm.
Yep, you're right. You fucking right. You fucking right. A line has been crossed. Pardon my language, guy. He right. A line has been crossed. That's why everybody need to hold Donald Trump feet to the fire. You need to punish all these wicked son of bitches. You know what? You're right. A line has been crossed. And I don't know if you get it, but this is him coming out to bolster those who support him and the system around him, saying a line has been crossed. We need to fight. You know what I'm saying? Essentially saying we did all these things, and now a line has been crossed, and we're gonna have to fight. You know what? You're right. The line has been crossed. It is what it is. And watch this. Left-wing journalists celebrate murder of healthcare insurance CEO Brian Thompson. Now let's be clear. I ain't sure why Brian got his head bust. I'm pretty sure it's probably inside trading, but nonetheless, this is the left. And this is our social media accounts on the left. Today, we mourn the death of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson, gunned down. Today, we mourn the death of 68,000 Americans who needlessly die each year so that insurance company execs like Brian Thompson can be multimillionaires. If all healthcare insurance CEOs lived in fear of being murdered, maybe premiums will go down. See, only leftists post stuff like this and just lose their damn mind. No honor for life, no honor for death. Hey, listen, man. That man got a wife and a family. Was he a dirty, low-down, rotten scoundrel? We don't know. We don't know what the hell he was. I don't know. So I'm not going to run out there and start talking crazy. Watch this. Latest from former Washington Post and New York Times reporter Taylor Lorenz. Yes, we want insurance executives dead. You got to understand. Had this version of the left gotten power, this tyrannical version of people with this mindset, man, you've been having people put in camps, re-education camps, all kind of crazy stuff going on. I mean, it's crazy. But we're not supposed to say this. We're not supposed to be man enough and woman enough to say, nah, these bitches crazy. They crazy. And it's just out of hand. There's no need for it. It's absolutely crazy. And when you start talking about healthcare coverage, nobody want to go back to the fact that it was this same Negro, Barack Hussein Obama, that put a lot of this stuff in place that's supposed to be healthcare for everybody. That's extremely expensive. Now, the last thing I'm going to talk about, because I be getting worked up over this, because these people get on my last damn nerve. Watch this. White House lawyers study preemptive pardon for Mark Milley. This is all over the news. Preemptive pardons. They're talking about Peter Schiff and everybody else. You know why you got to be pardoned, right? Because you did some shit. If you ain't did nothing, there ain't no need for you to be pardoned. So the simple fact that there's a conversation about pardoning people means that these people have done something wrong. They can paint the picture how they want to. They can try and twist it all they want. You did wrong. Now, the depth and the scale of how wrong you behaved or your wrong actions, bro, I don't know. Nobody really knows. We have concepts and ideas of it, but you down bad. You did wrong. And I don't believe that just because you pardon these people don't mean that they ain't gonna get nothing. I mean, if a RICO case opens up on these people and you start going, because they're gonna have to testify. So if you pardon Mark Milley got to come testify about everything that happened under oath, right? He can maybe sit there and lie and try and answer questions, but you can't plead the fifth, so they can press on you and press on you and press on you and press on you and press on you. And then you got to give up somebody. Somebody got to go. So you got to give somebody up. And as those people start to unravel, you go down the line. This person, this person, this person, this person, this person. Eventually, you're going to get to the point to where they're going to find something like treason. You can't be pardoned for treason. No, you can't be pardoned for treason. Or they'll find something that was crimes against humanity. And I would turn your ass over to another government. Oh, you don't want to be prosecuted here? Well, you did this and it did this in Russia, so you pardoned over here, but I'm going to let them come pick you up, send your ass to Russia. Prosecute you, and send you to Africa. Let them prosecute you in the courts of Africa. I don't see these people getting away from this. What I do see is that the media is melting down, trying its best to protect them. And I don't believe you can protect these people.
Do you agree with some of your Democratic colleagues who say that President Biden's pardon of Hunter Biden was wrong or unwise, puts personal interest ahead of duty?
I got nothing for you on that.
On that, are you concerned with the lack of transparency, lack of honesty around Biden's decision to pardon?
As I said, I got nothing for you on that. Nope.
Pardoning anyone on the way out of office, family members, sets a poor precedent.
Thank you. I've got nothing for you on that.
But the question is, they talked about January 6th pardons. This is a playbook for incoming President Trump. Isn't this a problem? Did he not establish a bad precedent for pardons?
I got nothing for you on that. Any other subjects? Any other subjects? Other subject.
Yeah. So I'm going to tell you like this. He should come in and pardon everybody. And you know, this guy here, Hakeem Jeffries, is supposed to be the future of the Democratic Party. I told you, Hakeem Jeffries strikes me as he's a tad bit, a level or two above retarded, but watch this.
What do you make of these reports, the prospects of possible pardons for House Democratic Caucus members who may have been on the January 6th Select Committee or who've just been critical of Donald Trump?
Yeah, there hasn't been we've had no communication with the White House as it relates to potential pardons with respect to any sitting members of Congress or former members of Congress. It has been the perspective that many of us have shared that there are working class Americans.
This Negro got the shiestiest eyes I ever seen. Let me tell you something. Them the most shiesty eyes I ever seen in my life. Look at them shiesty eyes, man. Can y'all see these shiesty eyes? This boy got the shiestiest eyes I ever seen in my life. Where is it at? Zoom him in. Zoom shiesty in. King shiesty. Look at this. Man, look at them shiesty eyes, man. I'm going to tell you, if I was out smoking a cigar or having a drink and discussing doing business with him and I saw them shiesty eyes, I'd be like, man, this boy here is down bad. I can't do nothing with him. Look at it's like years of shiest jammed inside that face. I don't know if y'all know how to find the shiesty eyes. You got to understand, when you're looking for shiesty eyes, you're going to look for this section and this. And then you're going to look at how the eyes are kind of droopy. See how his eyes is kind of like, it's like there's no soul in there.
All across the country.
Look at it. No matter what he's saying, look, same shiesty eyes.
Who've been caught.
I tell you, I think something wrong with him. You know, maybe they left him in an x-ray machine too long when he was young.
Up in an overly aggressive
that's shiesty
criminal justice system that at times has gone too far in terms of excessive sentencing as it relates to non-violent offenders who do not present any risk.
And he don't. Jesus. I hope they run him and they run AOC for vice president. Because this is the person that Nancy Pelosi was talking about, how, you know, she thought Hakeem Jeffries was the next one. And I'm going to rewind. Listen to how he talked. He's talking like he's trying to remember a talking point. And he even talks with his hands like he's trying to remember something.
As it relates to non-violent offenders who do not present any risk to society and are prepared to contribute to the well-being of society. To the extent that the Biden administration is considering additional pardons moving forward.
He memorized that. Oh my Lord, what the hell is wrong with the quality of politicians? Jesus Christ. I want you to understand what I'm saying to you is that Hakeem Jeffries strikes me as he's a tad bit slow when it comes to the issue of talking about pardons. He may have been that kid in the back of the classroom shooting boogers through a straw at the back of the neck of the other kid. He may have been that kid who decided that he was going to take the golden ashtray from Popeyes and cut it up and make gold teeth out of it and put it in his mouth so that he could have his own fake gold teeth. That is who I believe Hakeem Jeffries may be. Allegedly. Possibly.
It's my suggestion that that is where the focus should be at this point in time.
Do your members have any concern that a Kash Patel may try to come after them?
Members are in a position to speak for themselves, but I don't think we're prepared to do our jobs and we will not be intimidated.
Yeah. He memorized that we're prepared to do our jobs and we won't be intimidated. What kind of world we living in, man? I'm out of here, though. I'm out.